Hi, this is Kim from Emerging Creatively Tutorials, and this is ECT TV, episode 77. So today I'm going to show you how to wire wrap an upcycled chandelier crystal. So this is a crystal that you would get from a chandelier, and it will add some sparkle and shine to your jewelry design, and this is perfect if you have maybe some upcoming holiday parties or something like that going on, or it's great anytime. I actually do have a holiday party coming up that I am actually going to be using this technique for and making my jewelry for the party. And so you can come over to my website at kimberlykoehler.com. I'll put the link below this video, and you can see the pictures of what I made. And today we're going to make a pair of earrings. Before we actually first get started, I wanted to give you some ideas of where you might find these crystals I'm talking about. Where I most often find them are at antique stores. They will sell these crystals separately by the piece, and I think they probably sell them so you can fix old chandeliers you might have lost a crystal from, and sometimes a chandelier will be unfixable, but they still have all this beautiful bling that you can use for lots of things. I'm using them for jewelry. I've also found these crystals at thrift stores, and you can find them easily kind of at your beck and call on eBay as well. So let's get started with the tutorial. So these are the tools and materials you'll need for these earrings. You'll need 2 crystals, and I just wanted to show you a few unique different crystals I have. So this one is really beautiful. It has kind of some bevel in it. There, I think you can see it better that way. And I'm actually going to use this for a necklace I'm going to make, but it's actually not super heavy, but depending on your ears, something this big might be too much for your earrings. And then I've also found these cool square crystals, and you can find these in a variety of ways. This one actually has 3 holes, so you could choose how you want to use it. And so I actually have a few of these, and I'm going to be incorporating them into a necklace design as well, and not my earrings. I don't have a ton of them, so that's what I decided to do. And actually these are the crystals I'm going to use for my earrings, and plus these are smaller. And so this is how you will probably find them, in a chain, kind of connected to each other. You might find a whole bunch all connected to each other. Sometimes you'll just find a couple, and they'll have their own kind of findings on them, their own metal pieces, and we are going to start by taking those off. But first, let me show you what else you'll need for the project. You'll need some wire, 20 gauge half hard round wire. I am using silver plated wire. It's non-tarnish. If you've watched any of my videos in this past year, this is basically what I've been using exclusively as Parawire. I've gone through 300 feet this year since April, and I'm on my second 300 feet. We'll see how far this one gets me. I think their website is parawire.com, and you can order directly from them. It's made in the US. The company's been around for 100 years. They're great. You'll also need wire cutters, round nose pliers, chain nose pliers, and you may need some bent nose pliers just to help you with the wrapping. I just forgot, you also need earring wires if you're going to be making earrings. And so I made these myself, and this is a technique that I teach for free in my quick start guide for wire wrapped jewelry. So you can find a link to sign up for that. That also puts you on the newsletter to get the future episodes of ECT TV in your inbox, as well as a PDF of the project. So let's get started. So the first step really is to get the metal parts off. So just And whatever way you need to do that, do that. So you might need to use your pliers to kind of pull apart these loops like I have on mine. You might need to use your wire cutters, kind of cut off the wire and pull it off that way. Okay, so I'm going to show you one earring, and then you can just repeat it for the second. And we're just going to simply use one of these little crystals per earring. You can add more if you like. So we'll start by cutting some wire. And I'm cutting about 6 inches. I'm just going to double check. It's about 5 inches of wire. And then these crystals, the ones I'm using and the ones I've found most often, with the exception of some of the larger ones, they usually have 2 holes on them. I realize this is clear, so it's hard to see maybe. You can choose either hole and do this, and just ignore the other hole. If you want to do kind of tiered earrings, you could do this on each side and then attach another crystal. Okay, so I just put the wire on, and I kind of found the middle, and then I just push down so that the wires are crossed right over the top of the crystal. And then we're just going to do a twist. Now I'm grabbing my round nose pliers, and I have a tip. This is kind of one of the pro tips I also teach in the quick start guide to wire wrapped jewelry. But if you make a mark on your round nose pliers, then you can line your wire up with that mark throughout a project, so all your loops will be the same size. So I'm lining up vertically with that line that I made. I don't know if you can see it. And then about a 1/4 of an inch above where the twist is, and just this wire is just kind of out of the way. You can use either wire to do this. If you have one wire that's a little longer than the other wire, use the longer one, but it really doesn't matter. And then you just wrap around your pliers, and you form a loop. And now you grab your chain nose pliers and hold that loop in your chain nose pliers. And I'm going to wrap around once. And if your loop isn't centered on top of the crystal, mine was pretty good but not perfect, just kind of straighten that out as you're going around one time with the wire. And you want it kind of centered right on top. And there will be maybe a little bit of wiggle. The whole thing is wiggling just because of how the crystal is, and that's fine. It's always good to have a little movement in your jewelry pieces. So I'm switching hands because I'm right-handed, and it's easier for me to do the wrapping with my right hand. And I'm going to wrap around a couple more times with that same wire that we started with. You might want to use your bent nose pliers, and you might be able to just do this with your hand. The wire's kind of long. Sometimes it's easier to just use your hand. And then with the other wire, we're going to go around a couple times. And I tend to just go whatever way the wire feels like it wants to go around. That will make more sense when you're actually doing it. It kind of usually seems like it's going one direction. So just go with however the wire wants to go. Okay, so then we have these extra pieces here. We're just going to cut them off, making a flush cut, so using the back of our wire cutters toward the work, so toward, you know, the earring, and it leaves behind a nice straight flush cut. And now I'm grabbing my chain nose pliers, and I'm just going to make sure those ends are not poking out. And you can just make sure everything's straight. And that's a wire wrapped upcycled crystal. You could use this in a variety of different projects, but today we're making earrings. So I'm just going to grab my earring wire, and we're going to open up the loop, and you're going to pull towards you. You don't want to pull out, you kind of keep that loop intact. Put the loop from the crystal into the loop from the earring, and then close the loop. And so I want to point this out. I put the loop going the wrong way. So you see the earring will hang kind of sideways when you put it on your ear. So to fix that, all you have to do is hold the loop from the crystal in your chain nose pliers, twist so that it's going the right direction. So now when you put it in your ear, it faces the right way. So that is the earring. You just want to repeat it to do the second earring. So I hope you enjoyed that tutorial, and I hope you find it helpful. I'd love to see if you have tried out this technique. You can post a picture of your earrings or whatever you decide to make with this technique in the comment section over on my blog. The link will be below this video. You can simply leave a comment there, or you can actually upload a photo of what you made. I'd love to see it. And I'd also love to invite you to check out my e-course, Wire Wrapping for Beginners. That e-course is full of wire wrapping techniques. You'll learn lots of different findings, and then you get recipes. So I'll show you a jewelry piece and tell you the exact steps I took to make it, and then throughout the entire e-course I encourage you to swap out components and really make the jewelry your own, really customize it for your own creative expression and your own personal style. Wire Wrapping for Beginners is a take anytime class, so you can get it anytime and start right away. You can buy it and start immediately. So you can check that out at wirewrappingforbeginners.com. I'll put the link below this video as well. If you come over to my blog, I have step-by-step photo instructions for this tutorial as well. And if you sign up for my newsletter, you'll get future ECT TV episodes in PDF form, so the step-by-step photo instructions and written instructions in a PDF that you can download and save just when you sign up for my newsletter. So you will get future episodes that way. So I hope you liked this tutorial. I hope you found it useful. If you have any questions, let me know, and otherwise I will talk to you soon.